Hi everyone, I'm not quite sure where in the process I'm going to be showing you this video, but I asked on Instagram if I started preparing some dividers, and then I asked on Instagram if people wanted to see me making them, so I thought I'd just pop in and let you know what I'm doing. So as you know, Christina from kikki.K gave me this Dream Life planner, this gorgeous thing, and I'm setting it up for my Dream Life documented group. And this will be the planner that I answer all the prompts in and do all of the tasks allocated here in the dividers that I've walked through the planner already, so I won't do it again now. But this is the kind of the planner that I'll use for the process, the journey, doing all the things. And I'm just collecting from all of my stash. My kitchen bench it's a 2.5, 3 meter long bench, and I have covered it. I'll take a picture and pop it in if I remember. Just covered it with all the papers and things that I want to look at today. So I like to put something under the rings here, as you know, and just pop it into this pocket. So I found this paper from, I don't even know where it's from. I think it's Breathe magazine. I love Breathe magazine. So I thought these colors here are kind of perfect. I'm going with pink and yellows. So I'm going to just cut a strip of this and laminate it and pop it in under here so that it protects my fabric from the rings. I have my letter from Christina when she gave me the coral colored She Shines planner, and I'm going to put that in the pocket. I also have the card that she gave me, I think it's just over there, when she gave me this planner, so they're both the same. I'll put one in one planner and one in the other. I have this little image which is also from Breathe magazine, and I thought that could pop in that pocket there quite nicely. So I've gathered a few things for this planner, but it's kind of taken a back seat for the moment because what I'm also doing at the same time is setting up my naked B6 nude. I've just taken everything out of it, and sorry for the noise, that's my washing machine. This was a spur of the moment video. This gorgeous thing with my XOXO monogrammed on it is going to be the one that I use to manage the group. So I started a Facebook group called Dream Life Documented, and what I want to track in here is the plans for the group. I want a really good schedule. We're going to do this in 12 months. We're going to do all of 2020. So I want to set this up with a bunch of dividers that I have worked out which sections I need, and I've worked out that I need 7 dividers. The planner originally came with 7 dividers, and here are the ones that I had in it when I used it for work. As you know, I've moved to A5 for work. So I thought I could just use these dividers again, maybe shake up the covers, but then what happened was I won the Planners Anonymous Planner Babe box, and it's gorgeous. So I thought I have to use these. I think those colors are going to be beautiful in this planner. I cannot wait to use them, and I'm obsessed with papers. So what I've done, before I bothered to ask you guys on Instagram what I should do, is I have, hopefully you can see this line I've drawn here. Basically I've just popped this divider onto here and drawn around it, and then I've taken the second divider and drawn around that page, and so on and so on. So what I've done is tried to find a piece of the page that will look good as a divider, like having these little words here. For this one I wanted to make sure that I had Create Your Life and You Got This in the selection. I would have liked to start anyway as well, but so I could have moved it down, but I didn't really want to waste the strip at the top there. I'm obsessed with this paper. I just love it so much. I'm thinking about using this piece on the end here to make a page marker that way as well. So anyway, that's the second divider. The third one is from the GP Studio anniversary box. I thought the colors matched with, as you'll see the rest, it matches really nicely. So again, you can probably see there, I've drawn around the third divider to make that one. Then this is also from the GP Studio anniversary box, and I've got a couple of die cuts that have this same concept in them, and so I've drawn around here because I wanted to get some yellow houses as well. So you can see the colours for this are going to be yellow and pinks and purples, and obviously some blue. Back to the Planner Babe box. These peonies are stunning. So I was going to try and stick to just 5 dividers, but I really decided I needed the other 2, and I'll go through that when I actually set the planner up. So there's a cutout there for that, and the back page is this pretty script, and every one of them has a back page, I should say. For my last 2, I found my Tickle Pink planning, I think it was a Shopperversary box, and so I had this paper, and this section is going to be for the members of the group, and so I thought having little people all over it was quite cute, so I've cut this divider here. And then the last one is actually just a piece of paper from Breathe magazine again, and I've just folded it in half and glued it down, and then drawn around it as well. If you hold it up to the light, you can actually see through it to the, I think it was a colouring page on the back, but that's okay. Once it's laminated in my book, you won't really see it, and even if you do, I don't really care. And you can tell the pink to purple kind of colours here are just stunning and just my colours. So yeah, I asked you guys on Instagram if you wanted to see, and some of you did, so I thought I'll just cut a couple of pages, dividers, just to sort of give you an idea of how I go about it. And really it's pretty simple. I just use my paper trimmer, and I have my mink foiler over there ready to do the laminating as well, but let's just start with this. What I might do is start with I'll put them all in order and turn them over, because I've done this before where I've accidentally cut the wrong direction. Okay, so let me just, as I said, I've covered my bench with paper, so my tripod doesn't fit so well. Alright, my washies up here too, let's move those out of the way. I'm a bit tight for space on this desk. Okay, so this is the one that I've cut, folded, sorry. So one thing I was going to do, when you have your divider, these ones are, from kikki.K, they have that laminated feel to them already, but this tab's okay, but some of my tabs, I'll show you this one, maybe not because it's ended up on the floor. This one, see, it's quite bent, and I really don't want that to happen, so I'm going to actually laminate these properly. And I thought that when you put the laminate on, there's a little bit extra that hangs out all around the edge, because if you cut it right on the edge, then it's going to burst open, because there's a little bubble of air that comes just around the corner in the laminate, just around the edge in the lamination. So what I think I'll do is cut these just a teeny bit shorter this way, just a little bit narrower, to make room for those that extra space on the side when you put your hole punch in, so that then it all is going to match up a lot better. Not much, just a little squidge. So I'll zoom you right in so you can see what I'm talking about, hopefully. So there's the line there. I'm just going to line it up so that I'm just inside the line, but not much. It's a very small amount. I'm thinking maybe it's about 2 millimeters or less. I'm just going to go right on the edge of the line. I'm going to put my glasses on as well so that I can see what I'm doing. Oh, that's better. Okay, so right on the inside of the line. Not quite straight yet. Smart thing might be to cut the bottom first so that I have something to rest it against. That looks good. Cut that off. And if you have a look at this, if you can see, I've cut this side of the line, the side towards me. So it's a very small amount that I've actually trimmed off. Let's cut that. I'm always a little nervous when I make these cuts. And then the top. And then this one, obviously I can't cut all the way through because it does have that tab on the bottom, but I can cut a lot of the way down, and then I can just use my scissors later. I think I haven't cut the bottom straight. Okay, I might have to come back to that. So So let's get this line going. Just inside. That's it. And I'll cut down just to there. I could have gone just a teeny bit further, of course, but I'll use my scissors to do that later. So do I have any scissors with me so I can just get that started? Yes. I'm just going to cut off this excess piece just so that I don't have that in my way. Now, if I grab the divider that this came from, I can just line it up to see. If I just put it against this edge on this side, you'll see actually I haven't made it any shorter at all, really. You can see there, it's pretty much the same. So that's good. What I'll do is cut this out, and I'm not sure whether I'll go straight or rounded. Probably will go rounded, which means I'll round this corner as well. Although kikki.K didn't, they kept theirs straight and just rounded these. I'll decide when I get to that point, I guess. Anyway, that's the first one. What I am going to do is keep them together, just for peace of mind that I am going to do them in the right order. So I'll just put these all back. Alright, next is my beautiful Tickle Pink planning. And I am going to cut the bottom this time, and this one should be a little simpler because it has lines kind of already drawn on it. You know, these pink stripes make it a bit easier. And this one has really not much to cut because I've already put it against the side of the page. It's just whether I want to trim a little bit off before I laminate, but I won't do that now. I'll wait until I get to laminating. I'm just going to put my finger here to stop the cutter at the tab. And I can lift it. I've still got quite a bit of room. And I might just do a little cut at the bottom as well, just to get us started. So if I just trim off the excess there and there without cutting the paper. So you can see I've just still got this tab to cut, which I'll do carefully later. Alright, that is tab 6, sorry. Now we're up to the one that's on the floor. Okay, I'll be back in just... Okay, so I took that opportunity to change the battery in my camera while I was at it. Right, we're up to... Let's just make sure I'm doing the right one, and I'm not. Good to see that I checked. Ah, here it is. Okay, cool. So this is number 5, and I have my little lining up there. So when I cut, I guess it doesn't matter. Put this towards the top, and I'm just going to cut down the side. I'm always wondering whether to cut all this off or not, but I guess it done. It makes sense to do that. I'll put that aside so that I don't destroy it. And then the bottom, and then around our tabs. And so going around the tabs is kind of the hardest part, I guess. And then getting at it with the scissors later I always find really difficult. But it is what it is. And as I said on Instagram, handmade is happiness. So I'm okay with it. Alright, just snip these off as well to give us an idea of where our divider is going to be, and I'll pop it with this one and put that back in the pile. Next are these beautiful houses. I really love these. This reminds me so much of Amsterdam, and I did a holiday in Amsterdam this year. It seems like a million years ago now, but it was fabulous. And these houses always remind me of it. Now my tab is just here, so I'll just come down to it there and skip over it. I'm not sure if I can actually cut that halfway, so what I'll do is what I should have done first and cut the bottom off. And I think I'll try to save that whole strip for some reason, just in case. So I'm just going to cut past the end there. And now I think I can just put my cutter just below that line. And I'm on my tab. Match it up with the top. And cut. And that worked good. So, oh, this time I can't. Oh, what am I doing? Alright, so I actually have to cut this side of the tab itself as well, because otherwise I am not going to be able to release this from the paper. A little bit further. Actually, it doesn't matter because that's not going to be part of the... So, good. I'll just snip. I might just pull that off, actually. And now if I just trim off my excess, save my paper. This has this really nice pat on the back as well. So there we have our tab, and he matches up with this one. Now, next one is this paper, and you see I've cut it this way. This way is more efficient because I will save a lot more paper, but the back has these birds on it, so I kind of don't want the birds to be sideways. They look like they're upside down. So I've decided to waste a little bit of paper and keep the birds the right way up. Alright, so cut the bottom, a little bit past hopefully, not quite. And side. And now down my tabs. So it's around about this point where I usually get them upside down. So it's kind of good to have the birds the right way up on the back. That helps me. I just have to remember the look. Okay, I'm getting better at getting closer to the actual tab now. And we have number 3. Now the beautiful pens, I've taken no notice whatsoever of the back because I'm obsessed with the pattern on the front. So, oh, this one, I really don't want to cut you, but I have to cut you. So let's line you up. That's that. And just one more to go. It was a toss-up for me between this one and the next one for the top, for the front page, but the planners just really spoke to me, so that's how it ended up. I think we'll just cut down here first. And I am going to save that piece. I don't know why, but I am. Cut this one here. Save this page. I do have 2 of each of these pages in the Planners Anonymous box, so that is good, and they will get some more use for sure. And up to our very first tab. So, just to check that we've got them all together, I'm going to remove my cutter. I'll need my cutter again after I've laminated. So that's all of our tabs, so dividers. So now it's a matter of actually cutting around the tab itself, and I'm just going to cut a straight edge I hope is a straight edge. So one option is to have the divider like this so that it's actually straight and not rounded. So what I will do is cut closer to the actual rounded part of the tab. Which just means I need to extend this cut a little. I know it looks fiddly and it really is, but it's a planner I'm going to live with for 12 months for a project that I'm super excited about, so I do want it to be good. So I'm not going to round that for now. I just want to see how they look without rounding them. So our second gorgeous one. This one has a line because the tab happens to be right on the pen edge, so I can cut straight and straight. Oh, I think I'm going to keep these square. Let me know in the comments what you think between square and rounded. I like both for sure, but I think what I found in the old setup was there wasn't a lot of room to put what the divider was for. So I used these little, just M, and I had to remember that was for monthly, which, you know, wasn't a chore to remember. So there's our first two dividers. Now they're going to have tabs, they're going to have things on them to tell me what they are. So the pattern itself will probably get covered up. So the third one, I haven't decided what my tabs are going to be made of yet, like the labels. I need to figure that out, and I need to figure that out today because I want to get this all set up today. In case you're wondering, it's Saturday the 7th of December, and today is the day that I actually launched the group online, Dream Life Documented. It's been up for about half an hour and we've got 3 members already, so that's super exciting. Okay, that's number 3. That's good. They're all in a nice straight line so far. It's all working very well. And here's number 4. So this is before I figured out how far up I could go with the cutter. So I just need to extend these a little bit further. A lot of people complained about these kikki.K scissors, but I love them. They've worked really well for me. I don't want to cut, you know, heavy duty stuff with them, but I think you shouldn't be using your craft paper stationery scissors for that anyway. So I'm very happy with them. I do love the gold ones, and they were taken from me by airport security when I accidentally left them in my checked-in luggage. I mean my carry-on luggage. But anyway, so this one does stick out the teeniest bit. So I will maybe trim down, let's see if it's this side or the other side. Yeah, I think it is actually the tab, so I'm just going to trim it off here. And you can see I've actually cut on the outside of the line rather than the inside. It is just the smallest amount. And I probably will stuff this up, but let's see. There we go. Okay, that's better. It's maybe a little bit more than, it could be a little bit more, but I'll just leave it. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, number 5. 5. Let's cut down here. Cut down here. I really don't know how interesting this is, but hopefully you find it, if not super interesting, then at least a little bit soothing to just watch cutting. I quite enjoy watching this kind of stuff myself. Okay, so continue down the side, and I think I just need to cut this way a little bit further. You can fast forward me if you're finding me boring, of course. Okay, that's good. 2 to go. Yeah, so like I said, it is fiddly, but I find this oddly calming. You know, I think we all enjoy this kind of a thing, don't we? Where we just kind of get together with our planner and our paper, and I don't know, I find it lovely. Just a nice way to spend some time. We do this kind of stuff at Planner Day, actually, and I mean, if we get around to it, sometimes we just talk a lot. And that's okay too. But it is nice to sort of hang out with people who like to do the same things as you, of course. Alright, that's the last one. Now we have 7 very pretty little dividers. So the question is always now whether I put a label on it now and then laminate it, but I think not. I think I will laminate them first and then I'll stick a label on them. What I might do, I don't know if this is going to work or not. This is fraught with danger, I suspect. But there's a couple that are just not quite the same. They just stick out just the teeniest amount. So I'm thinking I might just trim the very littlest edge off of a couple of these. And it's actually really just that one that I messed about with earlier. Smooth edge now, that's great. Okay, cool, I'm happy with that. Teeniest amount, as you can see. Alright, I'm just going to get my little eraser out because I've got these rounded marks, which I don't want. Okay, excellent. I can't wait to put these in the planner. Let's have a look at the colour. Yeah, that's really pretty. I love those colours together. They look really good, I think, in the nude. Okay, so I'm going to turn you off for a sec while I tidy up and grab my laminator, bring it into focus a little better, and the sheets, and I'll be back with you shortly. See you soon. Okay, I'm back. So in case you didn't know, I use matte laminating pouches. So I'm going to try and find a spot to open these. I use the matte ones because I discovered these a long time ago, and I see everyone's using them now. These are, I find, just more durable, and they just seem to work better in the machine. Now, today I'm using my Mink. I've never used the Mink for laminating before, so I'm going to actually just waste a pouch and test out some scrap paper because I don't want to destroy my dividers that I've just created. So, not sure what setting to use, etc, etc. So, I think it makes sense to test first. Okay, so I've just kept the container with the scraps from the laminating in, from the cutting of dividers in, and it does seem like a bit of a waste, but it's okay. I really don't want to stuff up the dividers. So I have my laminating pouch here. The matte ones have this kind of frosted look to them before you laminate them. And I'm just going to pop a couple of things in. I don't really need to do too much. I'll just put those 2 strips in and we'll see what happens. I did have a quick look online to see what setting to use for laminating, and it says to use setting 3 on the Mink. So let's pass this through and hope for the best. I'll move it so we can see it coming out the other side. And if this works well, then I can go ahead and put my dividers in and get those going. And it's looking good, really good. There's a little bit of wrinkling around the edge, but I would be cutting that off anyway, so I don't think that's going to matter. But I do wonder if it does need to go down a setting in the heat. I think I'll try one more on setting 2 instead, just to make sure. Okay, I'll let that come out. And it could also be that it's the paper is a bit too small, so I could try putting in something a little bit longer. I'll put in this little strip, but I think I'll also just grab some ordinary paper. So here's the final outcome, and you can see what I mean by the matte ones. They're not like shiny, they're just a nice matte finish on the divider. I think it looks super professional. I really like it, but I'm not happy with this wrinkling around the edge. It's not bad, but I'd really like it to be a little bit better. So let's just grab a piece of paper, maybe something a bit bigger. Oh, traffic. Alright, I have this note paper from kikki.K Planning. I know it seems a waste to use beautiful paper, but I want something that's a decent size, and it's in my cart next to me, so my little rascog. So let's turn this down to setting 2, and we'll just give it a sec to get to that temperature. Okay, I just got the beep to tell me that we're setting 2 is ready, so let's go ahead and feed this in, and we'll see how this goes. It may be, so the video that I watched was a Heidi Swap video for using Heidi Swap pouches, so they may be a different type than these. These are 80 microns, which is a measure of the thickness of the pouch and therefore the sturdiness and stability, and that's pretty average. You can get much thicker ones and then they're quite sturdy and hard. This is looking good, much less wrinkling. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. And I don't know whether it's a function of the quality of the laminator itself, because my old one is just a little one from Officeworks, 20 bucks. This is a very expensive machine. Or if it's because of the matte pouches, but the edge is much thinner. You know, usually when you laminate you get a fairly thick bubble of air around the edge. On this one it is much thinner. It's really nice actually, so I'll just show you close up when it comes out. Okay, so if you can see here around the edge, you can barely see any kind of line where the paper is, you know, making the pouch sit apart a little bit, and that's where if you cut it too close, you'll get the pouch splitting, and it'll be quite ugly. So I'm really happy with that though. That looks really nice. It's no wrinkling, just a couple of little bubbles here and there, but they're always outside of the paper. It's just happening in the pouch itself. So super happy with that. I may be able to use this in my planner to write on with erasable pens, maybe. I will see. It's good that it's laminated and protected. Alright, so what I'll do now is just set up the pouches for the dividers, and I'll show you the first one. I'm going to turn the mink off because I don't like it getting too hot. Just like to make sure the bench is pretty clear of any dust, because we don't want dust getting inside the pouch and causing extra bubbles. So I'll grab 2 pouches to start with and my dividers. So I'm just going to pop them in. I used to always push the divider right to the edge and thinking that was good, and I think it kind of is good, but it means that you have this edge of the pouch as an extra bit of divider, and I don't want that. I want to cut it right as close to the edge as I can get it without having any bubbles. So yeah, I'll leave it to the side a little bit, and I think I can fit these 2 side by side without too much drama. Just move you over a squidge. This paper is divine. It's so pretty. that's enough for me to cut still, and enough for me to cut there as well, both sides. Just move it over a little bit more. So that's the first one. I can feel something there. I'll just check that there's nothing on my page, because I did use an eraser on here. Make sure there's no shavings. Okay, that's good. And the second one, we'll just set it up as well. And then while it's foiling the others, I can be setting up the other pouches. So, divider number 1, or 3 in this case, and 4. Perfect. Okay. Put this here where it's a bit easier to reach. Bring the ink in. Turn it back on. And we want it on setting 2. Alright, so I'll probably just fast forward now to fill. Oh, he's ready. So fast. Okay. I'll feed the first one through while we're, since we're getting started. Oh, it looks so good. Let me move it over so you can see it coming out the side. It just, I don't know, it looks even better. I don't know, maybe it doesn't. Here's the original paper, and then here's the one coming out. Just gives it a little bit of extra depth somehow. I just love it. Oh, so pretty. And our pens as well. So there we go. That looks really good. I'll just set it to the side to cool while we feed in the next one. Oh, my washi tape is sticking to it. Just straighten this up a little bit. Not that it really matters, because we're going to cut it anyway. But, you know, I'm a little pedantic. So the Mink is made for 12 by 12 papers, which means you can have a little skew when you put it in, and it's not going to matter. In a normal laminator, they're A4, so you have to kind of be very careful about how you feed the paper in, or it can get caught inside the machine. So yeah, it's nice to not have to worry about that. And we have 7 dividers, so one is going to be on his own, but I do want to try something that I've been printing in the background, so I might just put this in here to keep it, and we'll address that other one separately a bit later. So that is, actually that's for 5 and 6, and here is 3 and 4. So I'll just feed those through. Okay, there we go. That's 3 and 4. So, very excited. What I'm going to do is let these sit to cool. And as I said, I won't do 7 just yet, because I'm going to do something a little different with that. So I'll turn my Mink off, and we'll move on to the next step. Okay, so something else I wanted to do with this planner was use this beautiful cutout that came in the Planners Anonymous box to make a folder. But I wanted to make a laminated version of it, so that it's a little pouch, and to protect it more than anything, because this paper is quite thin. So what I've done is I have photocopied. Oh, that's my scissors. I've photocopied it just onto some thicker paper, just because the thick paper was in the printer. It doesn't have to be thick paper, and so I'm just going to cut it out. I might use my paper trimmer to make life a smidge easier. This is really just to test it. I just want to make sure it works without destroying the beautiful pouch, because I love it so much. It's just gorgeous. I don't want to wreck it. So I just want to cut out so it's the same shape, just to make sure that I'm not going to destroy it. And I'm going to try laminating it with this. Now, I made a planner pouch a laminated planner pouch before, and it was such a hit. It's probably one of my most watched YouTube videos. It's gorgeous. They are so pretty. I might make another couple soon, I think. Just love them. So I'm going to use that same concept to make this planner pouch as well. So the next step is really just a fussy cut around all of the edges, and this is going to take a little while, so I'll stop talking and fast forward through this part. Okay, so there we have it, and obviously you can fold the edges down. In the original one, it's kind of pre-folded for you, scored for you. Obviously mine doesn't have those score marks, but that's okay, I'll make it work. There are little tiny lines that you can kind of just see where to score it. And the bottom one. And as I said, I don't really mind if this is a bit messy, because it's just to test the process and see if it's going to work in the laminator. Okay, so not as nice as the original. Mine has much more muted colours. I just need to find a piece of paper for the back. I have this paper here that I was going to use in the planner, so I think I might just use a piece of that for the back, maybe the top piece here. So I'll use my paper trimmer to cut it down just there. Oh, not quite, hang on. Yep, there and there. So bear with me. And of course it could be just plain paper as well, it wouldn't matter. This one has writing on the back, but I'm not too bothered. I'm just going to attach the little pouch, little backing to the pouch. I'm probably not going to even attach it. Maybe I'll just put a little spot of glue on each side, because the laminator is going to attach it for me, if you like. The glue will just hold this little piece of paper in place. I'll put the words at the bottom just so that you don't see too many of them from the top. Now this is a bit rough, as you can tell, not too bad, but a little bit rough around the edges. Okay, I'll turn this laminator back on while I get the next bit going. So I've got my 7th divider in here, and I'm going to add my pouch into this. I'm going to try and keep it away from the divider so that it doesn't, because it is going to be taller, right? Okay, Minky's ready. Let's go. Let's see how this looks. I'm so excited. I haven't made a planner pouch in ages, and this one with those mild liner lookalikes is just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. Okay, so there's my beautiful divider, and there's my little pocket. Looks good so far. I'm just going to separate them, and I'm going to cut down this as well. So I'm just going to cut around the edge just a little bit further than... Okay, that looks good. I'll just stop there, even though I could go a little bit further, but I don't want to hurt it. So just a little bit extra so that we don't have that bubble of air. Oh, get rid of that. Okay, a couple of strips out of the way. And now down this side. I might just go past the pens. So I'm going to have to fussy cut again with the laminating sheet. I'll just go as far as I can and just, I'll use the scissors I think for the rest, trim off the excess. Now, You might be thinking, but how is this a pouch now? You've laminated it. But just wait, it's going to be gorgeous. So I'm going to just try my best. Maybe I'll just not actually cut completely fussy cut, but just kind of around the edges. Okay, so here we have it. It could be a lot neater and I can fussy cut that any old time. But what we do next is I'm just going to separate the paper from the pouch, from the front image pouch. And I just do that with my craft knife. Now, it's not super easy. And then the best way is kind of to just get started at the edge. And then you can slip your craft knife in under that paper, and if you're just careful you can slit it all the way through. That's it. Now you have a gorgeous little pocket, and so now you can stick this to your planner page and have you know, have it laminated and protected so that you don't mess up all those beautiful pens sticking out the top. I think that's worked out really well. The only difference I might consider doing, if I can find my double-sided foam tape, is you could, before you attach, you could put some foam tape on here before you put the paper on, just to make it a little bit thicker, and therefore you'll have a little bit more room. But as it is, here's a handy washi card. You can just pop your washi card in there and whatever else you have to fill your little pocket. I think it's just adorable. What a great idea. So I will make the other one as well later. I won't do it right now, but I will make the other one. Okay, so let's get back to our dividers. So I've just got to cut all of these down now to fit in the planner. And I'm not going to put it straight against the edge because this might not be straight in the laminating pouch. So instead, I'm just going to line up my line here. Make sure we're in frame. Just going to line up my cutting line with the edge of the divider, but obviously with that little, maybe 2 millimeters of space. Wow, traffic's crazy again today. You guys always know it's me, don't you, when you hear that crazy traffic? I'm 7 floors up, but still, it's very loud. And I've got the windows open. Once I shut the doors, you can't hear, you can barely hear anything. It's got really good soundproofing, thank goodness. Because I would not be able to sleep if I had to listen to that all night. Alright, I am going very close to the edge here, but we are good. There's no splitting, which is what we want to see. Okay, now this one, and I'll just cut right on the edge of the divider as well, the tab, and then just finish off with the old scissors. And there it is, divider number 7. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut the rest and I will be right back. Okay, we're done. Here are our 7 dividers. They're so pretty. Look at these, just adorable. And they're going to go inside of my kikki.K B6 Nude planner. This is the one that we helped design as kikki.K Planner Insiders. Now the next step is to punch some holes, and I have 2 ways to do that. I have my little kikki.K hole punch, and I have this bigger version, which is actually full of confetti, which I just, oh goodness me, put all over the floor. Oopsie. Okay, so I have this guy as well. So, best way to do this is to grab some existing dividers which I've just thrown away over here. So we just want to make sure that it's all lined up the same, and just make a mark on the divider itself and punch. I think that's pretty simple. I've done this many times before. I'm just going to use my Sharpie to mark the hole. So I'll just make sure we're lined up before I place it down, and I just make a little circle in the center of each hole. I'll just show you that up close. So I've just made sure that I've lined this up top and bottom, left and right, and even with that extra bit of lamination that you can see around the edge there. So I've included that in the measurement. So that has a hole in the center of each, and then my favorite is this kikki.K one. I'll give it a go. I haven't tried it in laminating pouches for a while, but I think it's going to be totally fine. So we just line it up so that it's in the center of the hole and punch. That punch went over my head and onto the floor behind me. So this is kind of the daunting part, if you like, because the divider looks fabulous as is, and then when I punch the holes, am I doing it right? Is it going to go in the right place? It's going to look good? These are all the questions we have to ask ourselves. So I'm going to pop it straight in the planner and have a look. And it's gorgeous. I just love these matte pouches. I think they do such a good job. So I'll put that on that side because that's where it belongs. And I'm just going to continue through and do the others. I don't know if this is really interesting to watch. What I might do is let the tape run. In the old words, it's not really tape, is it? And fast forward this for you. So you may be wondering why I've taken the little catcher off. This is the thing that stops the stuff from flying across the room like mine is. It's really so that I can very easily see where to, oh my goodness, I can't put it back on now, where to line up the holes. It's just, you can see through it quite well, but I like to just, maybe I'll try one without it. Hey, let's see. I'll try one without it. I just have always taken it off, but I was just thinking then, my floor is littered with confetti now, and the table as well. Actually, one's gone into my drink. So perhaps what I should do is try to do it with it on. I don't know why I've always taken it off, so I don't know why I've always taken it off. Anyway, let's see if I can see through it okay. I mean, it's fine, I guess. Now, these lines are there, I think, to help guide you with where the center of the hole is, but they kind of, this one in particular, see it's on the edge of a ribbon. It kind of distorts the image for me. The image, you know, distorts where the hole, where the dot is. So I just find it much cleaner and easier to do it without. So yeah, that's why. Hopefully none of these are flicking into the camera. These little holes. And the last one. These colours are so pretty, and this is just a scrap of paper out of a magazine. I just tore it out. If I didn't say before, yeah, I did actually. It's called Breathe magazine. There's an Australian and a New Zealand version. I think they're different versions, but very similar. I think it is a New Zealand magazine. New Zealand does excellent magazines. You know, not full of gossip and stuff. It's generally around mindfulness and craft and interviews with kind of inspiring people and things like that. So I find that magazine really good. It's just at my local supermarket. I don't buy it every month. I'd like to, but I just kind of don't. But I highly recommend it if you want a good magazine to sink your teeth into. Okay, we are done. Here are our dividers. Now some of them are poking out. Oh no, that's okay. It's just the way they're sitting. Let me see. No, that's good. Now I do also have my page lifter from my original setup, and I think it still goes nicely. So I'm going to put him at the back. I love that thing. Nothing on the back of that. Okay, there could be. I could put something on the back of that. And while I'm here, I also have, oh, I'm making a mess, my little pouch, which has my kikki.K planner insider in it. And I've kept this because it's about us, who helped develop the planner. So I like to keep that little note in there that came with the planner. So that's all in there ready to go. And then the next phase is to set up all of the bits and pieces I want to put in there. So I think I'll leave it there for the moment while I regroup, maybe grab some lunch, and I will come back and continue setting up this beauty. See you soon, guys. Bye. Hi, I'm back. I think this is still the same video. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to be doing, but I do know that I really wanted to film this process for you. So I have all this stuff here, and I'm going to laminate all of it. So I'll just take you through what I have and explain. So this first piece is I've cut it and glued it together so that it's double-sided, and then this is going to go inside of my Dream Life planner, the grey one, as I showed at the beginning, just to go under the rings so that they don't get damaged. The rings don't get damage the fabric. And then I have all these bits and pieces from the Planner Babe box and other bits that I want to put in. So remember the pouch? I made the pouch earlier just to test it to make sure it would work with some paper on the back, and it looks pretty good. So I've gone ahead and taken the die cut version and attached some paper to the back. You can see it's got a gorgeous floral print inside. So that was just double-sided magazine paper, again from Breathe magazine. And I toyed with the idea of foam tape, but then realized foam tape is not going to fit inside my laminator, so there's no point. So hopefully this, well, look, the pouchy part here was actually pretty good, so I don't think there's going to be a problem. I was just trying to figure a way to make it a bit thicker, but like wider, but I don't think I need to. So I'm going to put it there at the top. I have this girl taking a camera. Now this is my life. She even has pink hair like me. And the back of that is fine, just some stones. So I'm going to put it here as well. Just remembering to leave enough space to make some cuts around to separate them. I have Wonder Woman / Supergirl / I don't know. But I really like her. Again from a magazine, and the back is just plain pink, so I'm going to put her in as well. Just try and... I've got a bunch of things here. I know that I want these pens, and I don't want to bend them or tear them or whatever, so I am just going to laminate them all. And then I will have them forever, and they're just gorgeous. There's stickers in the kit as well, which are really lovely, so I'm looking forward to using those. See, I'm bending this all the time, so I really don't want to bend them. There's this little smile tag, and there's heaps of stuff, but this vase of peonies I really want to use as well. So I'm just going to move this around a bit so that I can fit them all in and still be able to cut them. I'll just turn the link on. I fit one more thing here maybe. No, I don't think I can. I'm not going to squeeze. Okay, so that's quite a few things. This is really going to help me set the planners up. So I will, oh, Mink's ready. I'll fold this up. Make sure everything's good, nothing's touching anything else. And I'll go ahead and feed this through. Okay, so here we go. Now look, something bad has happened here. This laminating pouch, I've bent it on the way in, so it's tucked under and folded on itself. So, I mean, not the end of the world. This part, as you know, is going to pop under a pocket anyway. So I'll just make sure that that side goes into the pocket first. Disappointing that I did that, but that's okay. I'm not too concerned. So I'm just going to try and trim it off, but I really need to flatten it out so that I don't cut too close to the edge. Yeah, that's good. So I'll just lie that against the edge there, and I don't, because it is messed up anyway, I don't really mind if I don't cut super well on this side. That's okay. So now I'll just cut down the other side so I can separate this from the rest of the pieces, and then the rest I may not be able to cut with the trimmer. I'll do a few bits and pieces where I can around the straight edges, but as you know, not everything is straight in this one. So I'm going to have to be super careful about where I stop and start each cut. Now the pouch here that I'm cutting at the moment is the most important thing to me in this set. I just adore it. So I'm going to just be careful and get it sorted first, and then I'll fix the rest. I might just cut this guy to get it out of the way, and I can go all the way through. It's not going to hurt anything. Alright, and I might just do a cut through here to separate the pouch. Alright, let's work on the edges of the pouch. Now that pen there is going to have to be cut differently, and I will fussy cut that pen. I've already cut that side, so I'll just cut a little bit off the top, and then the rest can be fussy cut. Alright, pouch can go off to the side. I'll just trim this guy down. Okay, so it's turned out pretty well. You can't really tell at a glance that there's anything wrong with it. It's just a bit wonky here on this corner. But otherwise it looks pretty good. So he's just going to sit inside the pocket to protect the rings anyway, so he's done. The pouch I need to fussy cut. I'll cut these out because each pen has one side that is straight. So I can just cut along that side, and I won't bother trimming the top and bottom because that's going to be pretty quick with the scissors. Okay, so we have all these pieces that need to be fussy cut now. I have my big scissors here, but fussy cutting tends to be much better if you use smaller scissors. These are the smallest ones I have around. I do have some little tiny sewing scissors somewhere, but I'm really not sure after the move where they ended up. So, luckily I'm wearing my glasses so I can see this properly. So I hope I haven't really ruined the effect of the pen by laminating it. I don't think so. I think, you know, at a glance you're not going to see that it's laminated anyway. And I think being matte finish kind of helps that as well. So we have this piece, we have the first pen that says love yourself, and I'm just going to go ahead and do all the others. You probably don't want to listen to me rambling on while I do this, so I might try in this video to add music, which I've never done before. I've never tried it, don't know how, but I'm going to give that a go this time. So let me know what you think. Okay, so here we go. We've got our ring protector, we've got our pens, and we've got our little superhero, our camera girl, the little vase of peonies, and the little smile. And then the pouch. It's worked out so pretty. The colours are just gorgeous. If you compare it to the scanned one, they're very dull compared to this beautiful one. So yes, I've fussy cut as best I can without, I didn't want to make a mess. So I think it looks pretty good like that. And it's got the nice little backing on it as well. And I haven't cut through the pouch yet, so let's do that together. If I can find where I put my craft knife, that's a good question. There he is. Oh, this is always daunting, especially since this is the good one. So just a little incision above the pocket. Just slip my craft knife in, and I don't want to tear it like I seem to have there, so I might just cut right along the pocket just to make a little spot for it, basically, for the knife to go. That way I shouldn't have any problems. There we go, done. And it hasn't cut the front. So you're just going to be quite gentle with where you put the knife, but still apply a bit of pressure. So there we have our beautiful pocket with the florals inside as well. So pretty. And I'm going to put this on the back of a divider, I think. I think I know the one where I want to put it. So I'll take you through the plans for the planners, perhaps in the next video. Not quite sure how this is going to go, but that's the general setup of things so far. I've got a bunch of other stuff. I might just show you what I have and what I'm thinking. It's an enormous amount of stuff here. I've been through the stash and pulled out a whole bunch of things. So I have these two little Tickle Pink planning die cuts. They just have some tape on the back of them because they were on a dashboard type thing. Just take that off there. So yes, I have these two Celebrity Girls, Girl and Her Rosé. And those are kind of thick cardstock and a bit glossy, so I wouldn't need to laminate those. I have this tag from a shop called the Shelley Penton store here in Melbourne, and that's a picture of her store. I just think it's super cute, so I might use it for something. I have this thank you card. Sorry again about the traffic. This thank you card from Bunbugu, who sell fantastic stationery products here in Melbourne, online only. But they also do mild liners. That's where I get most of my mild liners. So anyway, I like this stationery kind of background. I thought that could stick out of something. I could chop it up. I don't know. But I like to save those kinds of things just in case. I have a thank you for your order from Fox and Cactus. A little postcard. I think that's pretty cute as well. I thought that might come in handy. As the same as this one from the little Raphael. It says today is a gift, and a nice little message from her on the back there. So I think that could be nice in a plan. I've got a few of these because I've obviously made a few orders with her. I have all the other die cuts that came with the Planners Anonymous kit. I'm not going to go through them with you because I've gone through the whole box in another video, but you can see them here anyway. And then all of the pink peony type ones that I will most likely, I'll just grab them. I will most likely laminate these because these are the ones I've kind of chosen to use, and I've kind of had a look through where I put them in the planner. So there's these ones here. So that is that. I've got my sticker kits that came with the Planners Anonymous box. I'll just put those to the side. I'm not going to go through those again just now. We have this Create a Life You Love card from the Planners Anonymous box as well. It's again this very thin paper, so I probably would need to laminate that if I'm going to use it. Haven't decided what I'm going to do with that yet. I've got this vellum from GP Studio that I thought might come in handy. I'm not sure though, the colours may not be there. And I have this from the GP Studio as well, which the colours are right, and I might just use that just as a bit of extra texture in one of the planners. I have this glorious acetate with this. That's the same as that first divider that I made with strings and rings and discs, oh my. So I'm definitely going to use that in the planner at some point. And then I have the Peony vellum as well from Planners Anonymous that I will also most likely use. I have this type paper. I have no idea where it's from. It's one from a 12 by 12 pad. I love this paper. I love the sentiments on here. So we'll definitely use this. I often make a page marker out of it and just stick something on the top to mark today or something. So maybe I'll do something like that. I'm not quite sure what I'll use it for, but I definitely will use it. And then I have this Echo Park paper as well, which has lots of crafty words on it, including the word crafty. That's really nice. I do really like this a lot, and I've used it before to make a divider, as you can see by this, how much is left. On the back is pretty stripy swooches. So probably will use that at some point. And then I have this I Heart Crafting paper also from Echo Park. I really like it. I love these buttons and the hot glue guns and the planners, and you know, I love all of it. It's just really pretty. The colours are fabulous. Not sure they really go with the rest of the planner, but I kind of don't care at this point. I really like it. So I'm not sure what I'll use it for, if I'll use it. The back is just some green florals. It's called Crafty and Happy. So this is a maybe, not quite sure if I'll use it or not. So I'll put it in the pile anyway, add these to it, and then I'll just grab these few things I have here as well. I have this acetate. It's always had a protector on it, I didn't know. This acetate that I was using the same way I'm planning to use this one, just to protect the fabric from the rings, so I probably will use that again. I have some stickers that I just had to sort of decorate in the pockets in my B6 nude, so I'll probably put those back in. I have a today marker that I made with some acetate, but I don't know, this is looking a bit ratty. So I'll either chop that off and add another kind of today to that or something, not quite sure what I'll do there. And then I have this acetate from GP Studio and this vellum from Planner Press, which I adore. It's got a little mark on it that I'll probably try and clean off now that I've got it out of the planner. And it's starting to wear a bit here on the holes, which I did not know until just now. I adore this, and together I just love it so much. So this will probably go back in the front of the planner, I think, just because I'm obsessed with it. I love this pink bow on the front. I love everything about this little setup here, so we'll definitely use that. And there's a couple of other things. So this is the Dream Big card that I got from Christina when she gave me the Dream Life planner, so that will go in one of the planners, of course. I'll just show you some of these things. Just some decorative items. So this little smoothies, this huge t-shirt, this stack of washi, this beautiful table. Might put it back in here just so I can keep it. This girl and this iced coffee. This girl. This Monstera plant that looks very much like mine. This girl, and these houses that match this house that matches the houses on that divider. I have this acetate from GP Studio from ages ago that is just maps, and I love it. It's just the concept with a map of it being, you know, travel or a journey or going somewhere. I think the journey idea really works really well in this Dream Life thing that we're doing. So I think the nude planner will get gold foil. And I'm not sure about the other planner. I think probably gold as well, but I'm just not sure. I also have this, the Let the Weekend Begin, and these bows. And then I also have from Gisenius Printables these two, which is planner pens and then planners coffee and pens. So these obviously fit in super well with the planner that we're setting up at the moment, so they will go in there, I'm sure. And then I have this bow from Planner Spot and the eyelashes from Peanuts Planner Co. So those are in there. Now, if you didn't see on Instagram, the Powder World drew a mushy version of me. I think she's just gorgeous. I have this dress and adore it. This is my Thrive planner. This is my jacket with leather sleeves. It's just the perfect little picture, and that's the color of my hair, so she got it perfect. And then I foiled desleyjane plans underneath it, as you can see, with gold foil, so that will also go in the planner, whether I put it just at the back or I don't know. I think I'll put it in if I can. So the plan is that I will. And I've just collected a bunch of stickers that I want to use. So these Barney and Moons ones, these gorgeous planner ones from the Planner Girl, and these notes from her as well. I've got this sheet of kikki.K stickers that the colours are just perfect. I've got this kind of Girl Boss series from Closet Planner Addict that I love. And then lastly, I have these 3 sheets of months, dates, and flags from Coral Collective as well. And these are all in the gold foil, so they'll go into that gold planner as well. So you can see I've got a ton of stuff here to figure out what to do with it all and where to put it. So I think that might do for this video. Stay tuned for the next one where I'll be putting it all together into the 2 planners, not various, just 2, into my planners, and how it's all going to work. Your guess is as good as mine, although I kind of have a bit of an idea of what I want to do, and I can't wait to do it. So I'll stop rambling for now. This camera is getting super full. I need to get this movie off so I can start the next one. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. It was a spur of the moment, completely unplanned video. So yes, I hope it was useful to you, and I will see you all again very, very soon in the next one where I'm setting up these planners because I want to get it done this weekend. Alright guys, see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye.